What if one day you woke up knowing with absolute certainty that what your eyes see isn't the whole truth? What if you found out there's another way of seeing, not with your physical eyes, but with the eye of your soul? This isn't just a regular journey, an exercise in imagination, or a poetic metaphor. It's a revelation hidden beneath layers of conditioning, fear, and forgetfulness. Today, we're going to cross that threshold. Welcome to the secret technique for activating the third eye, the sacred gateway to inner vision. Throughout history, cultures from ancient Hindu mystics to the sages of pharaonic Egypt have talked about an invisible eye, an energy point that not only sees the physical world, but also senses the subtle vibrations of existence. In Hindu tradition, it's called the ajna chakra. In Egypt, it's the Eye of Horus. In Western esoteric thought, it's known as the eye of the soul, or clairvoyance. But why was this ability so closely guarded? Why did it become forbidden knowledge? The answer is simple, yet deeply unsettling. Because seeing with an awakened third eye means seeing the truth. And truth, when it can't be controlled, is dangerous to those who want to keep humanity asleep. Activating this center of perception isn't about spiritual trends or curiosity. It's a revolutionary act. It's reclaiming your energetic freedom and breaking the barriers set by a system that fears free individuals, those who are intuitive and connected to their divine purpose. In this video, we'll explore what the third eye really is, how it's been honored and silenced for thousands of years, and most importantly, how you can activate it in a practical, safe, and powerful way. I'll share a technique that doesn't require secret initiations or complicated rituals. You just need something that's always been inside you: attention, intention, and presence. Get ready. Once you open this gateway, you'll never see life the same way again. What was hidden will start to come to light. Synchronicities will increase. The signs the universe has been sending you will make sense. And most importantly, you'll start to remember. Because the third eye doesn't take you somewhere new. It brings you back to yourself, to the part of you that always knew, the part that observes with the soul. Are you ready to see beyond? If so, stick with me. What comes next could be the first step toward the most important awakening of your life. Long before modern science tried to explain perception as just neural impulses, ancient civilizations knew that humans have an invisible organ meant to see beyond form. This organ, located right in the center of the brain between the two hemispheres, is the pineal gland. But its role goes far beyond biology. For the wise people of old, it was the home of the soul, the eye of consciousness, the light that reveals the unseen. In Hinduism, the ajna chakra, also called the command center, is on the forehead between the eyebrows. It's no accident it's shown as a two-petaled lotus, one petal for the rational mind, the other for intuition. Tantric yoga teachings say this chakra is where the soul contemplates the subtle realm. When the ajna opens, the practitioner not only sees energies but also understands the meaning behind events. You don't see with your eyes, you know with your spirit. In ancient Egypt, the third eye was symbolized by the Eye of Horus, a sign of protection, power, and clairvoyance. Its design holds mathematical patterns that still fascinate scientists today, like the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio. But more than that, the Eye of Horus was a map, a coded symbol representing parts of the human brain, especially the pineal gland. It wasn't just decoration, it was a guide for inner awakening. Western esoteric traditions are just as rich. Alchemists spoke of the inner eye of the heart, Rosicrucians of the inner light, and Christian mystics of the single eye of the soul, echoing Jesus's words. If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. This eye is symbolic. It points to unified perception beyond duality. When that happens, reality changes its texture. It becomes not just matter but vibration, not just a series of events but a dance of meaning. Yet over centuries this knowledge was hidden, not because it was unimportant but because it was dangerously freeing. Mass control requires obedient bodies and disconnected minds. The third eye does the opposite. It awakens discernment, fuels willpower, and reconnects you to your original source. That's why it was labeled dangerous, heretical, or fantasy, not because it doesn't work, but because it works too well. Today, amid digital noise, constant distractions, and fake lights, returning to this wisdom is more than curiosity. It's a call from the soul. Inner vision can't be bought or forced. It's something you cultivate, and the most powerful part is that it's never been fully closed, just dormant, waiting for you to awaken it. And that awakening starts now. To understand how to activate the third eye, we first need to drop the idea that it's something exotic or foreign. It's not a spiritual bonus or a gift for only a few enlightened people. It's part of your original design. It's like a bud inside your mind, always there, waiting for you to pause, notice it, and breathe. The third eye isn't an eye in the literal sense, but an energy center that corresponds physically to the pineal gland. This tiny pine cone-shaped gland sits right in the middle of the brain between the hemispheres, and its location is no accident. Many cultures say it's the link between humans and the divine. The pineal gland releases melatonin, which regulates sleep cycles, but ancient texts say it also produces a mystical substance called DMT, dimethyltryptamine, a visionary molecule that opens the door to spiritual perception. This substance is still debated by modern science and has been called the spirit molecule. But you don't need to take anything from outside to access it. You just have to awaken the natural channel for that vision to flow, your focused attention. How? With intention, breath, and a specific technique. But before I share it, one key thing to understand: the third eye isn't just about seeing visions. Its real job is to reveal what's behind appearances. It's the center of clarity and sacred discernment. Activating it doesn't mean hallucinating. It means seeing more deeply what's already in front of you. The hidden emotions of others, the universe's synchronistic signs, the unseen patterns in your own life. This forbidden activation technique wasn't banned because it's dangerous, but because it transforms you. It makes you less easy to manipulate, more intuitive, more connected, and in a control-driven system, that's a problem. Here's the first step. Create a field of silence. The third eye doesn't open in noise or rush. It needs stillness, but not just outside quiet. It needs inner calm, the kind of silence you get when you step away from the non-stop flow of automatic thoughts and bring yourself fully into the present moment. Step 2 is focus. Not forcing your mind, but a gentle vibrational focus. Bring your attention softly to the center of your forehead. Picture a violet light starting to pulse there. You don't have to actually see it with your eyes closed, just sense its presence. This light looks inward like a beacon shining from your soul. Step 3 is rhythm. The third eye opens best with conscious, steady breathing. Breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. Rest in silence for 4. This square breath is used in many traditions to help access inner vision. As you breathe, imagine each cycle feeding that violet light in your brow. Slowly the light spirals like a galaxy waking up. Each rotation lifts a veil. Each exhale releases a false belief. Until one moment when you're no longer imagining, you're remembering how to see without eyes, how to perceive from your sacred core. This is just the first half of the journey, the preparation. Lighting the beacon. Once the third eye's light starts to awaken, something shifts, subtly but forever. You can't look at the world the same way. There's a glow behind objects, a whisper in empty spaces, a resonance in words that once felt flat. This isn't a hallucination. It's your first glimpse of subtle vision, of that invisible layer that's always been there but hidden beneath the obvious. Activating the third eye is only the beginning. The real work is keeping that perception steady. Like a spiritual muscle, the ajna chakra needs regular practice to stay clear. Many beginners chase quick, flashy experiences, colors, lights, visions. But the true vision of the third eye is quiet, deep, sometimes uncomfortable, but always revealing. One early sign you've begun seeing from this center is heightened awareness of others' emotional and energetic truth. You start to notice when someone's words don't match their vibe. Your body becomes a sensitive radar, picking up the mask behind the face, the real intention behind the speech. This sensitivity isn't about judgment, it's a call to awakened compassion. We all navigate layers of unconsciousness, and now you can see those layers. But this new vision also brings challenges. The first challenge is spiritual ego. When the third eye opens, the ego might try to claim the gift, feeling special, superior, enlightened. Many lose their way here. But the true seer doesn't seek attention. They seek to serve. Seeing more is not a prize. It's a responsibility. The second challenge is over-opening. If the third eye opens too fast or without grounding, symptoms like insomnia, anxiety, or feeling disconnected from reality can appear. That's why it's important to stay balanced with the lower chakras, especially the root chakra. Spiritual vision needs to be rooted in the earth to avoid drifting away. Think of it like holding a powerful flashlight. You have to grip it firmly so it lights the way without blinding you. How do we keep this perception steady? 1. Daily ritual. Short, consistent practice beats occasional long sessions. Just a few minutes at dawn or dusk, focusing on your brow and breathing in silence, keeps the channel clear. 2. Vibrational discernment. Be mindful of your environment, conversations, and what you consume. Everything either feeds or clouds your inner vision. If something dims your light, notice it. If it lifts you up, nurture it. 3. Symbolic journaling. Keep a vision journal, not to record everything, but to note repeating patterns, symbols, colors, or phrases. The universe speaks in metaphors. Your third eye is the translator. 4. Bodily grounding. Inner vision is linked to the body. Practice yoga, mindful movement, or walking meditation. The more connected you are to your body, the sharper your soul's vision will be. Remember, seeing more isn't about spotting things others miss. It's about seeing what's always been there, just from a deeper place. The world itself doesn't change. Your perception does. And with that new perception, everything takes on fresh meaning. The veil is lifted, but the journey goes on. Living with an active third eye doesn't mean withdrawing from life. Quite the opposite. It means living more fully in the present, seeing the invisible in everyday moments, perceiving the essence behind appearances. In short, living awake. A key to keeping this vision alive is practicing non-judgmental mindfulness. Your inner sight may reveal things you'd rather not face. Shadows inside yourself, patterns in others, false beliefs you once trusted. Many shut down here, not because they can't see, but because seeing hurts. But that pain is the first step toward freedom. No longer living on autopilot, but living from truth. Here's the first important tip. Turn your vision into action. Seeing without doing is useless. If you sense manipulation in a relationship, passive watching isn't enough. Take steps. If your job dims your inner light, make changes where you can. The third eye isn't a spiritual decoration. It's your inner compass pointing toward purpose, and you have to walk the path. Second, protect your energy like you would your home. Seeing more means taking in more. Your energy field gets sensitive and open. Crowded places, toxic news, or draining people can snuff out your flame. This is about discernment, not isolation. Use salt baths, cleansing meditations, or harmonic sounds. Make your body and space a temple of vibration. Third, don't get stuck on phenomena. Many start seeing colors, sensing presences, or getting messages, and then think that's the goal. The true purpose of the third eye is to remember who you really are. Everything else is just a signpost, not the destination. Fourth, use your vision to serve others. If you see what others can't, don't show off, help. You can be a light for those still in darkness, not with fancy words, but with your calm, shining presence. Sometimes just looking at someone from the soul is enough for them to finally feel seen. Fifth, be patient. The third eye doesn't open all at once. It's like a flower slowly unfolding in the sunlight of daily intention. Some days are clear, others foggy, and both are part of the process. It's not about forcing vision, but letting it come naturally with humility. Finally, remember, you're not seeing outward, but through yourself. Every image, feeling, and message reflects your own soul. Don't fear what you see, embrace it. Through that vision, you'll realize there's no separation between you and the universe. There's only one eye, the eye of spirit, awakening to see itself. Everything on this path leads to one core truth. The third eye isn't a gift, but a sacred responsibility. Awakening it doesn't make you better than others. It makes you more aware, more deeply connected to life and its infinite symbols. You've crossed an invisible but very real threshold. On the other side, there are no promises of power, only calls to presence, integrity, and compassion. We've journeyed together through the mysteries of the pineal gland, explored its link to inner light, ancient practices that activate it, and the challenges of keeping that vision open. You've learned that the forbidden technique isn't secret because it's dangerous, but because it restores the ability to see without filters. In a world where many prefer the comfort of blindness, to truly see is to rebel. But what does it really mean to see? It means perceiving what's beneath the surface, discovering the invisible web that connects seemingly random events, understanding that every encounter, word, and emotion has a deeper vibrational root. To see is to step into the sacred geometry of existence and realize nothing is out of place. Even chaos has its pattern, even pain its lesson, and the universe is working with you, not against you. This awakening doesn't happen in a sudden mystical moment, but with every conscious choice you make. Choosing silence over judgment, compassion over reaction, presence over distraction. The third eye isn't a tool to escape the world. It's a gateway to live more fully in it. Now that you know this, there's no going back. You can't unsee what you've seen. You can't pretend not to know. And that's a blessing, because in this new way of seeing, even the smallest things, a breeze, a glance, a repeating number, a tear without reason, become messages from the universe reminding you that you're on the path, ready but not alone. Share this vision, not by forcing it, but by inspiring others. There are still many eyes closed, waiting for a word, a story, or a look to remind them of what they've forgotten. You can be that light. And if this message has touched you, if something inside you has awakened, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with fellow seekers, not for the algorithms, but because light grows when it spreads. Remember, it's not about seeing new things, but about seeing with new eyes. Open your vision, live clearly, and let your inner gaze always be a bridge to the sacred.